Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. Give me a thumbs up just for the intro.
What is up, guys? It's the homie Bigg Vic, and we are back with another video. So listen, this video right here, real quick, I'm not gonna hold you guys too long, but I want to talk about something because I know a lot of new people have, you know, gotten their trucks, or whether you're in rentals or purchased a truck, and a lot of you guys have started running Amazon relay loads. Now, I wanted to come back and create another video similar to one that I dropped a while back, but I'm not sure if you guys even watched that video. So what I want to talk about today is being patient for some of the loads, or a lot of the loads. So when Amazon Relay releases loads for the week, you know, so a lot of times I know you guys are you're probably booking your schedule out for the following week, right? Now, unless it's peak season, typically the loads that you see for next week, as the days get closer to as the week gets closer to the day that the load is supposed to be dropped off or picked up on, right? Before you book that trip, I just need you guys to be a little patient. Why do I need you to be a little patient? Because if you book the load early at the low rate that it probably is already posted at, Amazon is going to keep putting those loads on the load board. Why? Because you keep taking it at that low rate, right? So I'm looking at the screen now, right? So as I'm looking at this screen, if you look here, you see a load right here. This load is out of Charlotte going to these post offices. $2.37 a mile, right? I know you're saying to yourself, well, that's normal, that's standard for Amazon to drop loads at that number. But if you guys let the load sit, if you let it sit, that number is going to start increasing, right? So I know you're looking at all these over $2 a mile loads. You're like, man, that's good. You're saying that's good because you've been listening to so many people tell you anything over $2 a mile is good. No, anything over $2 a mile is not good if, number one, your cost per mile is high for your vehicle. And more than likely, if you have a rental truck, your CPM is more than likely probably over $2 a mile if you have a rental, depending on how much you're paying weekly for that truck. So, all right. So what you want to do is let the load sit on the load board. Guess what happens when loads sit on the load board that you don't book? Amazon increases the price as it nears the day that the load is going to drop, or as it nears the day that the load has to be picked up on. Amazon has to move that load. Guess what they're not going to do? They're not going to call up their box truck drivers that drive loads that go to people's homes. They're going to have to increase the price of the load so that someone picks up that load and gets it dropped off on time and on schedule. So they have to increase the price. Like, if you really pay attention and study that load board, listen, because I know there's people that are already doing this and they've watched my content and they've studied that load board. Like I've said, study that load board. And guess what? The price increases just like Bigg Vic said it would. And they're making more money. So my point of this whole video is, if you play the game that way, every last one of us can make more money. Every last one of us. This is for all of us to be winning. In order for all of us to win, we gotta be playing the game the same way. You can't be grabbing $2.25 a mile loads. Like this $2.37 a mile load. Peep this. This load is going 242 miles. You guys watch. Check this out. This load is going 242 miles. Right? Burnsville, North Carolina. Duffield, Virginia. Jonesville, Virginia. Okay? Unless you have a load coming back. Listen to me clearly. Unless you have a load bringing you back. I'm going to sing it this time. Unless you have a load bringing you back. Hopefully I was in key. unless you have a load bringing you back, because I want y'all to get this. This is not $2.37 a mile. Understand that Amazon 9 times out of 10 pays box trucks for one way. That's not a round trip rate per mile right there. That is a one-way trip. $2.37 a mile. So if you're going one way and you have nothing coming back, let's do the math, people. Let's do the math. I did one for some crazy reason. Divided by 2 equals, that's $1.18, roughly $1.19 a mile. $1.18 a mile. I mean rate per mile, right? The rate per mile is $1.18. So now that you know that information, this is really not a good paying load, because you're going 242 miles and you're going to come back with no freight. Those are miles that you have to drive. So in order for this load to make sense, you would need to be getting $4 and some change, or at least $3.50 a mile for this load to make way more sense for you to be really profitable. Not saying that you won't be profitable, but you're not going to be making as much money, because 242 miles, that's over 4 hours, right? That's over 4 hours of driving. That's over 4 hours of driving. So you got to be mindful of that when you're booking Amazon relay loads. Like, really pay attention to these loads right here. Unless it's going short distance, unless you've already set up a situation with Amazon relay to where you already know that the drop off that you're going to, there's another Amazon in that area, and you can possibly grab you a load to bring you back in the same direction. Maybe going from Amazon to Amazon. Because you're not going to get you're not going to go to another area and then find 9 times out of 10. Sometimes you may be able to, but you're not going to, especially in the daytime, early morning stuff, you're not going to find Amazon going to another post office in the daytime, unless we're talking about peak season when things are really just crazy and jumping and they just throwing money at everybody. So I just want you guys to really be mindful of the loads that you're booking, because if we all get on the same page and let the loads sit on the load board, let them sit on the load board, we can make them numbers go up, because a lot of this stuff is generated by an computer algorithm, which means as it nears the time for the load to be picked up, the numbers is going to go up. You'll see all these have green slashes across it with another price on it, with another rate per mile on the load. So something else Amazon just recently did. So before, let's see this. So check this out. I'm just going to set up a load here. 50 miles destination. We're going to leave that, put that to anywhere. I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. Let's say my truck is available tomorrow. Let's do tomorrow night until tomorrow morning. Let's do tomorrow 2300. I gotta put the start time. Matter of fact, this is the end date. Let's do tomorrow. The end date is going to be the 9th. Let's say 8 o'clock that morning. Let's just put that up there. 8 a.m. that morning, and start tomorrow, which is the 8th. Matter of fact, no, we'll say, tomorrow night. Let's do 2300. Tomorrow night, my truck, I'm just going to say the truck is available from this time. Watch this. It's a gem right here. This is something that Amazon changed, so I want you to be mindful before you start posting your truck. So we're gonna do distance Max miles, I'm gonna do 220. Minimum stem time, I always put 2 hours. Max stops, I do 2. You can do more, but I typically do 2. Driver solo, I don't have to put no names. Load type, I'm not gonna fill that out. Required, 26. Minimum price, this is important right here. So minimum price, I'm gonna do 350. Minimum payout, 650. So I want no less than 650. So check this out. Now, so before you used to have to hit the submit button and then it will confirm it. So now if you look right here, this is the most important part right here, y'all. Look at this. Based on loads available on Relay Load Board over the past 6 weeks, 15 trips a week would have matched your order criteria. All right, so let's say if I change this number right here, y'all got to pay attention to this. So watch if I drop this number down. Let's do 550 minimum. Look at that. Based on loads available on Relay Load Board over the past 6 weeks, your company's order has a high likelihood of a match, right? Of course it will, because look at the miles I have, 220 miles, the distance, 220 miles, right? So if they were to book me for, if they were to book me one way in Charlotte, picking up in Charlotte, going anywhere, but going at least 220 miles, my minimum payout is going to be $3.50. This is for a post to truck order, right? Now, let's see. So what I typically like to do, I like to come in here and I like to change that. So see how it changes? Medium, match outlook. Based on the loads available on Relay Load Board over the past 6 weeks, 14 trips a week would have matched your order criteria. 14 trips. So I would rather take a chance on 14 getting my load picked up possibly, or my truck booked for a posted truck order possibly, versus me having it at the 350 where it's guaranteed and the minimum payout of 550. So I know I'm not gonna make no less than that, but I gotta pay attention to how many miles I put down here too. So I would typically go and I would change this. Now, 6 trips within the past 6 weeks matched this criteria. At least a minimum of $4 a mile and a minimum payout of $7.50. See, in the very beginning when I started doing Amazon Relay, I wasn't putting a minimum payout. That's where I was messing up at. Because when I would leave that at 0, Amazon would book me for the miles that I wanted. I mean, the dollar amount per mile. They gave me the rate per mile, but then I had something like a short trip. They gave me the rate per mile, but then I would get a load booked. I would be in Columbia, but my load would pick up in Charlotte and drop off in Charlotte and only be going like 5 or 6 miles. And that was not good because I only get like $160. So I took a loss on a posted truck order basically. Because if it cost me, well, I think back then it's probably like less than a little under $200 to fill up my tank. So if I had to go to Charlotte, even though I had like a couple of posted truck orders, I made some money. But my point is, if you don't put in that minimum payout, you're gonna get jammed up because Amazon can do what I call the trickery on you. We'll give them the rate per mile, but then we're gonna send them to go pick up a load that's gonna be a short run. You may get, and one of my loads was like 1 mile. So I only had to go like 1 mile to actually pick up the load and drop it off. Going from Amazon to a post office, like literally a mile down the street from the Amazon. But I had to come all the way from Columbia to pick up the load in Charlotte, which didn't make sense. Now they wouldn't have booked my truck had I set a minimum payout. Gems right there. Y'all better write that one down or lock this video in and save it as your favorite. So that's really how you maximize posted truck when you're doing Amazon Relay. That's how you maximize posted truck. I had a couple of more little tips, you know, inside the course, but I just wanted to give y'all this because I still know that a lot of people, I had some people hit me up, some carriers hit me up like, yo, there's a lot of people still booking these cheap loads on the relay load board, because we see when they come out how much the rate is posted for. But what's happening is I know a lot of you guys are booking your trucks out for the next week. Now, have I done that before? Absolutely. I've booked my truck out in advance when I had, you know, a driver in my truck. But here's the thing. Typically now when I book my truck out in advance, it's definitely paying the right money. It's paying the right number. It's definitely paying the right number. Not only is it paying the right number, but it's paying me basically almost close to for a round trip for the load. Now, always put this minimum payout in. You're gonna shoot yourself in the foot if you don't. So make sure that you guys pay attention to this part right here. This part is critical right here. Critical. Usually when I'm doing consultations, I'm talking about this part right here, especially when people say they're not seeing how to make the money with Amazon Relay, or they're just booking the loads that they see that are posted on the load board. But if you let the load sit, y'all, let the load sit. I'm telling you, let the load marinate. It's gonna go up. The price is gonna go up. That's how I made my most money with Amazon Relay, by being patient. Either I catch the load when it's rising, or it gets close to the day that the load has to be picked up on, or I catch the last minute loads. I've been playing the Amazon game like that my entire time running Amazon Relay. But during peak season, I definitely post my truck. And I get exactly how much money I want to make per load, or Amazon will pay me more than what I have, you know, my minimum posted as, which is lovely. You can't beat that. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. You can't beat it and be home every night when it comes to, you know, the potential of what you can do with Amazon Relay versus going over the road. I've always said that, but you can run up a bag with Relay. Don't think you can't, but you can also, you know, vice versa. It happens OTR as well. So I just wanted to drop this quick video, y'all. Listen, be patient with the loads. The loads will go up. The numbers will make way more sense when you're a lot more patient with Amazon Relay. So hope this video helped y'all out, man. I know this definitely gonna help some new people for sure. So make sure you smash that thumbs up button for me. If you're not subscribed and you just watching these videos, what you waiting for? It's free to hit the button, all right? It's the homie Bigg Vic, y'all. Always hustle, never stop growing until the next video drops. I'll see you on the next one. Let's eat, baby.
On the wrong track, back to the long track. And it's okay to be rich. My mama always told me I was destined for greatness, but my mama also